I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new series on my channel. Every so often, you feel like talking about maybe not films that are being released, maybe not films that are classics, maybe they are classics, but maybe you feel like that they deserve their own segment on their own. And today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite movies of all time. I'm going to be talking about, this is going to be my new series on my channel every so often. I'll just sit here and I'll just talk about some of my favourite films, some of the films that have impacted me, and some of the films that have really, made me want to be a filmmaker myself. Those who don't know, I'm doing a college course right now on film and TV production. I really want to get into the industry myself. Other than that, one of the reasons for doing this video, there's been a few films recently I wanted to see. I wanted to see Hacksaw Ridge. I know that came out a long time ago in America, but it came out only a month or two ago in the UK, and I couldn't get to see it. I didn't have a chance to see it. The times were too awkward for me. The same in Manchester by the Sea. I wanted to see Moonlight recently. It hasn't come to the theatre near me, so I won't be seeing that either, which is unfortunate because I really want to get these more, new and up-to-date reviews out for you guys, but if I can't go to see them, I simply can't see them, and that's the case, unfortunately. So today I thought I would talk about one of my favourite films, and today I'm going to be talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey, obviously Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece in my opinion, and one of my favourite movies of all time. And I'll talk to you just about how that happened, and my experiences with this film over the time that I've since when I first saw it to now, and how my opinions have changed, because they have changed quite drastically. Because I saw 2001 first time probably, I don't know, 1 or 2 years ago, and when I was watching it, it wasn't really, there was breaks in my concentration, there was different things happening that didn't allow me to enjoy the film to its fullest capacity. And I didn't enjoy the film the first time I saw it. I didn't understand it, I didn't get it, it didn't, I found it odd, and I didn't quite understand a lot of the things that were happening in the film. And it'd be quite easy for me to say that I saw it the first time and I loved it and I thought it was incredible and now it's one of my favourite films, but the first time I saw it I didn't like it at all. But I knew that I'd missed something. I knew that there was more to be discovered, and I knew that if I went back and watched the film, then I'd probably get a more well-rounded idea of how good this movie was. And sure enough, another year or so later, I went back to the film and looked at it again, and this is where I really realised how great a film this is, because this, in a lot of ways, isn't really a film like many other films. It's not an entertaining film. It's not a film that's trying to entertain you. It's a film that's trying to inspire you with awe. As Roger Ebert said, very similar words in his review of the film. Another film that's one of his favourites of all time. And the second time I saw it, I watched it on my own, and I just concentrated on it. I just allowed the film to inhabit me and wash over me, and that's the best way to watch this film, because it is one of the most incredible experiences just watching, and it is such a powerful movie, because so many science fiction films, and not many films in general, try and touch on so many important and huge themes as this movie does. Our place in the universe, the idea of artificial intelligence and where this is going, and the idea of survival and evolution, survival of the fittest, and our, that natural instinct to survive. All of these things are touched on in this film, and it's some of the most, powerful and awe-inspiring cinema you're ever going to see. At least this is for me. This is my opinion. Obviously, this is one of my favourite films, and this is what I feel about this film. It was definitely divisive. There's many reviews and many critics at the time did not get this film. Pauline Kael being one of them, and I know Pauline Kael is a very respected film critic, reviewer, wrote many reviews on many different films. And I respect that she was respected, and that she was probably very good at her job for the most part, but there's so many reviews of hers that I just completely disagree with. Especially with 2001, the fact that she called it unoriginal. I believe it was her, maybe it wasn't, but I definitely know there was a review calling it unoriginal. I really can't take anyone seriously when you call a film like 2001 unoriginal. Because you can call it pretentious, you can call it long and boring, and I would understand, because that's how I felt the first time I watched it too, but to call a film this revolutionary and this important to cinema unoriginal is just plain ridiculous. It's getting to the point where I can't take your opinion seriously. And this film is not trying, like I said, it's not trying to be entertaining. This is poetic. This is slow. And Kubrick shows you this story the way he wants to show you. And he's so bold in his vision that nothing wavers. His vision doesn't waver at any point. He is showing you this film in the way he wants you to see it. And it's the boldness of vision is so apparent in this movie. And not only the vision and the visuals, the incredible special effects. These special effects created, set the possibilities for films like Star Wars to exist and Blade Runner and some of my other favourite films. But it has one of the most iconic characters in history of movies that isn't even a person. HAL 9000 is he is one of the greatest villains in cinema, and I believe he's the only villain ever to, when Bowman disconnects him, when Dave disconnects him at the end of the second act, is the only villain's death when he's pleading for his life is one of the most powerful scenes in movies, because I don't know another death of a villain where you feel so sad. And there's more humanity shown in HAL than there is in any of the other human characters. That we are developing artificial intelligence to such a point where we are making machines more and more human, and as that happens, we become more and more like machines. And I find that incredibly fascinating. And of course, the ending has been debated over and over again. And really, it says to me that the ignorance of believing we are the only thing in the universe the only life in the universe is ridiculous, and that there surely is something out there. And in this case, there is something out there, and something out there way, way beyond our capabilities. Something that's beyond physical, beyond our dimension, beyond the third dimension, probably even the fourth, and is probably the most complete and perfect being. The last step in evolution. The ending is ambiguous, yes, but it creates so much conversation, and it's one of the most, it's visionary, it's poetic, it's, as I said, beyond a film at this point. Technically flawless, one of the greatest villains in cinema, and one of the most powerful, hypnotic endings in movies as well. And I think this is Stanley Kubrick's greatest film, a masterpiece, the greatest science fiction film maybe ever made, and as I said, one of my favourite films of all time. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you like this new series idea, if you want to see more of them, if you want to hear me talk more about some of my favourite films, please drop your comments down the section below. Like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.